the office of a small-time private investigator circa 1947 in a major port city on the East Coast. Max Bradley is sitting at his desk as our story begins.
It was 11:42 p.m. on a dark Tuesday night when I heard her name again. Although much time had passed, I could still picture her face as if we only parted yesterday. Come in.
Mr. Bradley, a Miss Claire Loveland is here to speak with you.
Is that so? Send her in, Miss Glassman. My God, she looked better than ever. She was wearing the dress I got her for the mayor's ball back in '42.
Hello, Max.
Hello, Claire. What brings you into my office so late?
It's my husband, Philip Williams. He's been missing since Sunday night, and I'm just so worried sick.
Missing, you say?
Yes. And my father's been acting strange ever since.
Well, this isn't the first time this happened. Something similar occurred with your last fiancé, right?
My father had nothing to do with your partner's disappearance.
No? So Bill just happened to be investigating the crime bosses of the inner city, and he was your fiancé at the time? Fat chance. Your father has a history of making people disappear, shall we say.
Please, you have to help me. I'm sorry about how I treated you all those years ago, and I'm sorry about your partner, but I'm desperate. I need you to find out what happened to Philip. I don't have much money, but I can give you my engagement ring. It's 24-karat gold with a diamond from South America. It'll fetch a pretty penny.
All right, we have a deal. But not for you, or the ring. I just hope I can save one man from your clutches before it's too late. And just like that, she was back in my life.
Max Bradley headed down to the docks to meet with one of his informants, a man by the name of O'Flannery.
Bill York was a good man, and the best partner a guy could ask for. It's been 5 years since he went missing while investigating the criminal activities of one of the most notorious crime bosses in the whole Northeast, Heinrich von Loveland, Claire's father. 6 months later, an informant of mine named O'Flannery reported that York had been taken out by the family because he was getting too close. I knew if anybody had information on another Loveland disappearance, it would be him. I parked my car behind the old fish cannery and took a stroll. It was 12:24 a.m. when I finally spotted him roaming around the docks. Hey, O'Flannery. Cold tonight, no?
Well, hello, Max. To what do I owe the pleasure?
A disappearance. Claire Loveland's husband. Got any information about it? O'Flannery's face seemed to become too pale, simply at the mention of Loveland. I couldn't be sure what overcame him, but I was sure he knew something.
Well, I don't know anything about Loveland, but I saw two men. A tall, bald feller and a shorter man with brown hair. They were having a bit of a tussle, exchanging punches and whatnot. My view was obstructed, though. A pile of poorly placed crates, you see. I heard a gunshot followed by a splash, like the one that had been shot fell into the water. Then I heard somebody run to a car and drive away. I was hiding behind some crab traps, so I didn't see who it was. I'm sorry I couldn't be more helpful.
It's all right. That gives me something. Thanks, O'Flannery. Have a nice night.
Before meeting his next informant, Max stopped at a payphone to call Claire with the new information.
Poor Claire. If only she had came to me sooner. I don't think this story has a happy ending for Philip.
Hello? Who is it?
It's Max. Look, you know I don't like beating around the bush, so I'm gonna come right out and say it. I believe your husband was murdered.
Oh God, no!
I'm sorry, Claire. I've got a witness down at the docks who saw a man matching Philip's description fighting with another man. They fought, then there was gunshots, and the culprit drove away.
That can't be true.
I'm sorry, darling. I'll call you if I get any more information.
Max, if this is my father's doing, I want you to kill him.
Good night, Claire.
Max left the phone booth and drove east across town, certain that the truth was just out of reach.
My next stop was the Cabana Club, a nightclub owned by Heinrich von Loveland. The bartender, Tony, was a good man. I knew if this could tie back to Loveland, Tony would know. The usual, Tony.
Hey, Max, what cat's dragging you back in here?
The same cat as last time, for different reasons.
Ah, well, what can I help you with?
Claire's husband was murdered. Got any idea why?
Phil was murdered? Damn. I don't know why anyone around here would want to take him out. Everybody loved him, especially the boss.
What do you mean?
You know, Heinrich, Daddy Loveland, he and Phil were good pals. He was overjoyed when Claire brought him home. Claire and her father had a falling out, you see, especially after she, wait a minute.
What, Tony?
You know, I do know somebody who would benefit from Phil's death. Claire Loveland. It was about a week ago. I spotted Claire sitting at a table different than her usual one. I overheard her talking to an older man in a suit.
Thanks for meeting with me on such short notice, Mr. Cash Money.
It's all right, Claire. But please, call me Bill. Congratulations on your wedding, by the way.
Thank you. So this life insurance policy includes accidents?
Yes, it does. Automotive, boating, you name it. Everything except suicide. And murder. But I don't think that'll be an issue.
And this is the $150,000 policy?
That's correct, Miss Loveland. Now, if you'd please just sign on the line at the bottom, stating to understand the terms and conditions and accepting responsibility as the sole beneficiary.
Sole beneficiary, eh?
That's right.
Thanks for the info. And the drink. By the way, how much do you think that engagement ring of hers is worth?
That old thing? Nothing. It's fake. Phil was dirt poor. He didn't want Claire to know.
All right. I'll see you around, Tony.
Be careful, Max.
Max knew his next step. He had to take it to the boss, Heinrich von Loveland.
I parked a couple of blocks down the street from his mansion. I rang the bell and his butler let me in.
Mr. Max Bradley is here to speak with you, sir. He said it's quite urgent.
It better be if it's this late at night. Send him in.
Good evening, Mr. Loveland.
Don't you mean good morning, Mr. Bradley? You better have a good reason for disturbing me at this hour. What can I do for you?
I'm here to ask you about Philip Williams' murder.
Murder? What a shame.
Did you have anything to do with it?
No, I didn't. He was a good man.
Can you tell me anything about the relationship between Mr. Williams and your daughter?
Well, I'm afraid I can't help you with that. You see, my daughter and I, we haven't really been on the best of terms. It wasn't until she told me of their engagement did we finally reconnect. That night, I could tell he meant a lot to her.
Can you describe the conversation to me?
It was a few months ago. We'd just gotten home from dinner when she told me about it.
Father, do you remember Philip Williams?
Of course I do. Of course. Handsome young fellow.
Yes. Well, we're engaged to marry.
Really? Oh, that's fantastic. I'm so happy for you, sweetheart. I knew one day you'd forget all those crazy lovers from your youth and bring home a real man. I'll give you both my blessing.
Thank you, Father. I'm so glad you understand.
And that night, I wrote her back into my will just like I'd promised.
Back into your will, eh?
Yes, as a sole heir.
Thank you for your time, Mr. Loveland.
Certainly. Would you show him out, Mr. Banks?
Yes, sir. Right this way, Mr. Bradley.
Trying to piece together the puzzle, Max returns to his office. As soon as he enters, the phone begins to ring.
Hello. You've reached the Private Detective Services of Max Bradley. How can I help you?
Max, it's O'Flannery. The police just fished a body out of the bay.
What does he look like?
It's the tall, bald feller.
Put the phone down, Max.
Hello, Max. Talk to me. Max!
Ha ha ha. Claire. You're good, but I figured you out.
Oh no, is that so? Why don't you go ahead and set the record straight for me then?
You discovered your husband was poor. No way to provide you with the lavish lifestyle you so richly deserve. So, you decided to kill him. First, you took out that $150K insurance policy, and then you pinned the murder on your father. You're smart, Claire. You had me right under your thumb, telling me to kill old Loveland, granting you quite a hefty inheritance, and leaving me to twist, guilty of murder without a penny to show for it. You almost had me, too. My first hint was the engagement ring. Absolutely worthless. Just a glass gem in a fool's gold band. But you already knew that, didn't you, Claire? Your father told me everything. The will, how you two had a falling out because of your past lovers. My ex-partner, no doubt.
You think you're so clever, don't you, Max?
Miss Glassman, what in the hell are you doing with that gun?
Claire wasn't shocked in discovering that Jonathan was poor. She knew that from the beginning. The whole marriage was a farce, you see. The whole plan was to make her father happy with her again, so he would write her back into the will. In reality, the ex-lover Heinrich was referring to was me, only we aren't ex-lovers.
You got the part about our plan right. Killing Philip, taking the life insurance money, getting you to kill my father. We were even going to place an anonymous tip to the police as to your involvement. No loose end, you see. It was the perfect plan, until something went wrong.
What went wrong, Claire?
That line about the fight at the docks. As soon as you mentioned the gunshot, I knew you must be lying. You must have been on to me. I sent my men out to strangle him, then drop his body into the ocean. It needed to look like an accident for the life insurance to pay off.
I wasn't lying, Claire. O'Flannery told me himself. Unfortunately for you, your man didn't shoot Philip. You know what this means, right?
What are you getting at, Max?
He's trying to say I'm still alive.
Philip? What are you doing here? Put down the gun!
You've got beauty and brains, babe. The only thing you lack is a hot and a competent hitman.
Now, everybody, just stay calm and no sudden moves. Poor Claire. I guess this ended just how you wanted it to, with no loose ends.